I am here in the town center of Ayanapa, Cyprus, and right behind me is the monastery here. It's smack in the center of town, and all around it, surrounding the monastery, there's a monastery and a church right here, and surrounding this structure and this site are nightclubs everywhere, everywhere. Right in back of me, I've got the Hard Rock. Yes, there is a Hard Rock cafe, in Cyprus. And so at the nighttime, this place, when it's full of tourists, this place just goes off. Just a lot of just drunk people everywhere. And over here you have the monastery and the church. So it's an interesting scene, to say the least. But anyway, guys, let's do a video and talk about Jason Miller's social network, which is being linked to the Trump campaign, and that is the social network called Gettr, Gettr. Gettr is the social network that Jason Miller, a Trump advisor, has started. It is launched now. 4th of July was its launch date, and so it is now available to download for iOS and for Android. And here's a dead end. Let me move around this maze here. A little bit of a maze around the monastery. Here you can see the monastery walls, the monastery gardens. So yeah, Jason Miller, the Trump campaign, they got their social network out called Gettr, and it's derived from the word getting together. That's how they got the name Gettr. Reminds me of Flickr. Remember the photo sharing site? Still pretty popular, Flickr. All right, well now you have Gettr. And I downloaded it, got a Duran profile up. So follow us on Gettr. It's the third most popular download on the app stores on Android and iOS. So it's off to a good start. And my first impressions of it are that it is, as advertised, it is a Twitter clone, plain and simple. Twitter is, I think, Twitter's 288 characters you could put, or 280. Gettr lets you put 777 characters in a message. It also lets you upload videos, 3-minute videos. If you get upgraded, then you can upload 10-minute videos. Other than that, guys, it is Twitter. It is a free speech, Trump campaign backed Twitter, political Twitter. And so, it's good. It's good. The more social media apps that are out there that can chip away at Twitter's base is a good thing. Death by 1,000 cuts, I think, is the way to put it for especially for something like Twitter, which is very easy to clone and is probably the weakest of all social media, big tech platforms. I mean, Twitter is without a doubt much weaker than much weaker than Google and Facebook. And if there's one company that can close pretty quickly, it would be Twitter. It just doesn't have that big of a reach. It's got the blue check mark celebrities and stuff, but that's about it. Even Instagram may have taken them over as far as celebrity postings and go-to places to see celebrity action. What's going on there? But anyway, it's good. It's good to have these apps out there. My concern is a couple of things, and the first thing is that it's on iOS and Android, and I think that's a big concern because they built it on top of the very walled gardens that took down Parler. So what's to say that Google and Apple are not going to do the same to Gettr? The minute they post something, or the minute some sort of false flag event takes place, and they blame it on on those damn white you-know-whats. And of course, those white you-know-whats are directly linked to Orange Man Bad. Well, then, Apple and Google are just going to take action, and they're going to take down Gettr. So that's my one concern. Web progressive app, Jason Miller, web progressive app. Guys, just learn from Gab. Learn from Gab. Gab provided the template, the roadmap. Just learn from them and just build off of these walled garden, closed off app stores. So that's the first thing. That's my one concern there, is what's to stop them from banning Gettr. Very easy to do. The other concern that I have is that maybe you guys could put your comments down below what you think, is the fact that maybe we're getting too many free speech social networks. And you know, the entire, I'll say the US, like the Patriots First, or the MAGA movement, or the conservative movement, the populist movement, whatever you want to call it, is just fragmented over different free speech social platforms. You know, Parler, Gab, now Gettr. You know, maybe it's too many. They're not concentrated in one area where you have them all together to take on Twitter, the entire, say, 75 million base of Trump voters. Let's just lump them in as that, for lack of a better word. You know, all these people in one place to take on Twitter. You don't have that. They're kind of spread out now over three, four different platforms. So that's a concern as well. So maybe on the one hand, having a lot of different social media platforms is good. It adds to the mix and to the diversity of things. And you know, you could say that it chips away at Twitter's user base. But on the flip side, you know, you have too much dilution, perhaps. Things get too diluted. Just a thought. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, if you think it's a good thing to have them spread out over 3 or 4, this free speech movement on social media spread out over 3 or 4 different platforms, or if it's better to have it concentrated under one. Will the market decide which one wins in the end? Maybe the market will decide who the winner's going to be. I saw a really good interview the other day with Maria Bartiromo, with the Parler CEO, who's, by the way, who's the husband of Candace Owens, the new CEO of Parler. And he says that they've revamped the website, the app, they've negotiated with Apple, and they've come to an agreement to get back on the App Store, which is kind of, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But he says they've done everything from the ground up. Technical stuff, design, UI, UX, user experience, everything. So that was an interesting interview. And I've actually checked out Parler. I've looked at the new updates, and it's good. It looks good. Gab is always solid, and they're completely independent. I mean, completely independent of big tech and Silicon Valley censorship. So they're in a real strong position as well. So anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think down below. If you've tried Gettr, let me know what you think. Follow the Duran on Gettr as well. Let's see how it moves. You know, don't be shocked if Trump gets on there real soon. Maybe they want to test out the stability of the app before they put someone like Trump in there, who's going to lead to a huge surge like he did with Rumble. But maybe the strategy for Trump's social media going forward is videos on Rumble and Twitter-like posts on Gettr. Maybe that's the strategy going forward. So, you know, there's no doubt if Trump gets on Gettr, it's going to be a huge surge. So they may want to, maybe they're just testing it out now for the next, say, 3 to 6 months to make sure it can handle a Trump account on there. You know, if there's one Twitter-like clone that Trump will get on, it's going to probably be the one that Jason Miller is running. The smears about Gettr are already starting as well. Politico, Bloomberg, they're all calling it white nationalist. They're all calling it, some people are calling it China-backed. They're saying it's tied to Bannon. Maybe it is, I don't know. And Bannon's tied to China. I mean, they're just saying all kinds of stuff now. It's completely wacky. But the smears are starting. And with the smears starting, that means that the app stores are going to begin to examine the banning of the app. So, web progressive app. My final thought, guys, is I think at the end of the day, the real winner is going to be blockchain social media. Maybe we're a few years off, but the only true way to be censor-proof, big tech-proof, is to be on the blockchain. And so you look at Minds, which raised 10 million the other day. Minds, ODYSEE, these are social platforms which are the first ones to really jump into the crypto blockchain social media sphere. And that's where it's at. You really want to safeguard free speech. You really want to safeguard people's data and people's content. It has to get on the blockchain. And at the end of the day, guys, mark my words, 3-4 years from now, Facebook, Twitter, all these companies are going to be, they're just going to be crushed by blockchain, social media, and Facebook and Twitter. There's such massive legacy platforms. They're so bloated and slow and old that it's going to be next to impossible, in my opinion, for them to revamp everything and get on the blockchain. I mean, it ain't gonna happen. So the future is blockchain social media that's on the blockchain. Those are the companies that are going to vanquish big tech. And those are going to be the social media platforms that are truly censor proof. I mean, from every which angle, you name it, no one's going to be able to take down your stuff, your data, and your content. That's for sure. Anyway, guys, that's the video. I'm signing out. Duran shop, pick up some merch, 10% off when you use the code REALNEWS. Get a Duran hat, double eagle hat with the USA flag on it. I hope you like the monastery that I showed you and the church, and have a great July 4th weekend. If you're in the US, if you're anywhere else in the world, just enjoy the weekend, guys. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.